apologize. I went through these notes, 6.4, thought I was recording the whole time. I went to go stop recording when we finished, and it had never started. So quick little video. They're already worked out. You can find this in just under where you found this video. If you go, you get to our CPM class. If you look at our calendar, above the calendar, you can click on notes, or over here, you can click on modules. They take you to the same place. Oh, I don't know why that took us to Unit 3. We're up here in Unit 6. If you need anything for the past ones, all the past units are below there. So, but Unit 6, and right under the video, oh, this is 6.4. So I need to add 6.4 to this. So it'll be here just like these are. There'll be the video link, right? And then there will be the completed notes. And then there will be the assignment. And all of the assignments are on Delta Math. So these just take you to Delta Math. You can just go to deltamath.com to see your assignments. But what we're doing, oh, hey, just give me, you can come on in, but I'm just recording a video. So give me a couple minutes. So you can find the completed copy of the notes here that I'm looking at, if you want to get it copied down. So we focused in 6.1 to 6.3 on factoring quadratics. So we looked for in other non-quadratics as well, but you did GCF, grouping, you did difference of squares, we did trinomials with a equal to 1 and with a greater than 1. So we did a little bit of everything. So here, what we're introducing in 6.4 is solving quadratics by factoring. So the factoring part we've already talked about. What's new is then solving. So in all of our notes up to now, there was no equal sign. It was just expressions. Now we have an equal sign. There's an equation. So you have it. 1 and 2 are already factored for us. So on 1 and 2, we're just looking at this new step that I like to call split and solve. Okay, where you set each factor equal to 0 and solve for the variable. So here I drew a line separating the two factors, and I set this factor equal to 0 and this factor equal to 0, and I solved them. X was already solved, it's just X, and you get your two solutions. Here I set these two factors equal to 0. Hey, oh, thank you. I'll grab it from there. Thank you very much. You just set these two factors individually equal to 0, solve each of them, and those are your solutions. Now, what was more complicated in 3 and 4 is they weren't factored yet. So we have to combine what we learned earlier in the week and then add this step of split and solve. Okay, and the equation needs to be set equal to 0 to be able to do this. That's what we're focusing on today, when it's equal to 0. So there were a couple examples down here, 5 and 6. They weren't set equal to 0. So I'm not going to bother doing them today or in this video, because that's what we're talking about in 6.5. Okay, so we'll look at those types of questions when they're not already set equal to 0 in 6.5. Okay, but in 3 and 4, you can see the majority of this work was the factoring process. So in this one, A was an understood 1. So this was like our 6.2 notes. If you want to go back and look at those, that's how I came up with these two factors. Then I split them and solved each one separately. Same thing in number 4. This one, A value was 2. So this, we need to look back at your 6.3 notes, because the factoring was a little more complex, but I had to come up with my two factors down here that I got, and then I split and I solved each one individually. Okay, so you can copy this down. You can go back and look at those notes on the factoring process. But yeah, that was it. Now the practice is in, pull it up here, Delta Math. If you see all of these assignments, then you have a lot of work to do. Okay, 6.1, 6.2, we did that. That was Monday, that was Tuesday, that was Wednesday, today's Thursday. Okay, tomorrow you'll notice on our calendar is, I'm just moving that so I can see it better up here. Tomorrow on our calendar, let me go back to that and show you. I'm not here, I'm in a meeting. There will be a sub in here. So what you're going to be doing is a work day. You're going to finish any of the 6-1 to 6-4 assignments in Delta Math that you have not finished. Okay, so if there's any left here, if you see anything here for 6 point anything, that's what you should be working on. Okay, if you don't see them here, that means you finished them and they're under the complete tab. Okay, only ones showing up here are the incomplete ones that are not due yet. The upcoming due date you can see is December 8th, that's Sunday. So if you don't finish them in class tomorrow on Friday, then you can work on them over the weekend and get them done before midnight Sunday night. Okay, you can still do past due work. Okay, Unit 5's Delta Maths are still in there for late credit available until these dates at 70% credit. So you can still do those as well. You may also notice the semester review is here. Okay, that was on the calendar here today as well, because that is 2 weeks out from our semester exam for CPM. So you've got 2 weeks to complete that review. That review is 31 questions. The test is 31 questions. There is a question that matches each question type on the test. This is the best way to review. If you miss one, it's not like your other Delta Math assignments where it generates a new question though, and you get to keep trying, because this was a paper review that I typed in all the questions here into Delta Math. So instead of having to do it all, turn it in, wait for me to grade it, get it back to see what you got right and wrong, every time you answer a question, you know if you got it right or wrong immediately. So then if you have questions, you can get them asked. Okay, so that is in Delta Math. You do 2 or 3 questions a day all the way up to the test, and that you will have completed the review. Okay, you don't have to do it all at once. I also passed back, or will, one of the class periods I passed back, one of them I'm going to have the sub pass back tomorrow because I forgot. Your Unit 4 test was on paper, and you can work on corrections for that. We've had Unit 5, Unit 4, Unit 3 tests. Unit 3 and 4 were on paper. Unit 3, a lot of people already corrected because I gave y'all a class period to work on those a few weeks ago at the beginning of the November. But if you still never corrected Unit 3 test, I'll still take it. Okay, you just correct the ones that you missed. Same thing with Unit 4. Okay, you just correct the ones that you missed on the actual test, because these were on paper. Just use a different color ink than you used on the test. If you wrote in black and I graded it in red, use something other than red or black. Okay, just use a different color than is on the test already. Our most recent test, Unit 5, is in Aware. So I don't have something to pass back to you. You will just go to Aware. There's a thing that says My Test Scores. Click on it, and you can see your results, and you can see which questions you got right and wrong. And on the bookshelf in the back of my room, you can get a correction form, and you would do the corrections for that one on the correction form. So any of those 3 tests we've taken, you can still correct to earn back half the missed points. That's one of the best ways to get your grade up, because we've only got really a week of regular class left, and then it's just semester exams. So stay on top of your things. Try not to get any further behind. Try and get caught up. Okay.